Alright guys, been getting a couple of private messages, a couple of texts, people asking questions, and a lot of people will go, well, that's a stupid question. Well, let's start off with the only stupid question is one that you do not ask, especially in beekeeping. I get a lot of questions here lately since the heat has went up, humidity's out there. What's my bees doing? And I'll get a picture of a hive like this, or one like this one, or down there. Well, it's a natural occurrence since, as you can see, these bees are in the sun from sun up to sundown. And by around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is really pounding on these hives with the humidity. They've got to keep the internal temperature of that hive around 93 to 95 for optimal brood rearing. So one of two things has got to happen. Either they get some ventilation, or they get the bodies outside the hive, clustering outside, and that brings the temperature of the hive down. If you were to sit here and video this all night long, as the outside ambient temperature drops, the bees will go into the hive. By in the morning, there won't be any bees on the outside of this hive. There's two ways to combat this. Put them in the shade, which I've got some over here inside this muscadine and kiwi vine fenced in area with a crepe myrtle that they get shade about 85–90% of the day. The other is a way a friend of mine and his wife in Australia that own Totally Bush natural raw honey. I'll throw the link in the description down below. I was talking about it one night with him, and he's like, hey, let me send you some pictures. And he sent me some pictures of his hives. It can get up to 128, 130 degrees where he lives in North South Wales. And the pictures I got had these vent holes on them. He said they're about, in your U.S. measurements, they're about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. And they have, as you can see, screen wire. Just regular window screen wire you can pick up at the local hardware store. You put that over it, staple it down, take your hammer, beat it down so there's no sharp edges sticking up. As you can see, this hive has no bearding in it. Those two honey supers, I need to put a third honey super on it because those two are packed. This one has no vent. This one right next to it has a vent in the back. I was just too lazy and never knocked a hole in that one. But that one's got a vent hole in it. Said this one doesn't. This one right down here has a vent hole. But as you look down the line, this big one right here, you can see it's bigger than that one down there, and it's got 20 guard bees hanging out. But it's got the vent holes. Let's see, we can walk down there and look inside the area where there's no, well, there's shade and there's not much sun gets on to some of them. They don't have a reason to beard out because they stay shaded just about all day. Looking at these guys, there's one down there that doesn't have any vent holes. That one doesn't. I got this one turned around backwards. You need to have the vent to the back so the air goes through the frames. PVC portal hive, no bearding. Look at these over here in the shade. There's a few bees out on the front of the top bar hive. These over here. That one back there. They're in the shade. They have no need to beard because it stays cool. So like I said at the beginning, the only stupid question is a question you never ask, especially in beekeeping, because I know, the old saying, ask 10 beekeepers a question, you'll get 12 answers. Some people say it's good they beard. I say it's not, because if all the bees are out front, who's running the small hive beetles around keeping them from breeding and sliming out your honey, and next thing you know, you've lost your hive because it's in the tree or you didn't see it. They went down the road and you come out and you find a slimed out mess with nothing but little white worms. You got to keep your hive strong. Like I said, I've got to get a vented honey super on that one. Got to do something with this one. But that's the main thing. If everybody's out on the front, there's nobody corralling the small hive beetles, because the nurse bees that are staying in are taking care of the larvae. If you like the videos, hit that like and subscribe button. You can share the videos. I'll be more than happy to let you share them. Hit that bell if you want to get a notification every time I put out a video. I try to give common sense tips to beekeeping. Have a great day, because I've had one.